Assalamualaikum everyone. Welcome to the Humble Scholar, and I'm Nabila Simam, and today we are going to discuss the methods of election and what is direct election and what is indirect election and what are their pros and cons. So let's get going. Do subscribe my channel. So first of all, just look at the definition of election. So election is a procedure carried out according to the electoral laws of a country in which the eligible voters, the people, choose their representatives who make the laws and also the government. So this is the procedure by which how the ruled choose the rulers, actually their government. So first of all we have direct election. So it's a very simple kind of elections where the voters just cast their votes for or against candidates, and the candidate who secures majority of the votes wins and becomes a representative from that constituency. So usually it's used in almost all democratic countries, and especially for the lower house or the lower house of the legislatures. There are two houses of the legislature. I guess you know that already. That is in Pakistan, that is the National Assembly and Senate. So in Pakistan we see that the elections of the National Assembly are the direct elections. So this was just an intro, but we'll dive deep into the merits. So it stimulates the political interest among the people. So the direct elections have a pretty much educated value, because, and also it stimulates the pretty interest of the people in politics and elections. Now the people feel that yes, they do have a voice, they do have a share in making or unmaking of the government, and that is that they can choose who will be the representatives, who will make the laws, and who will constitute the government. So the people have a large part in that, and that is why direct elections are conducive to good citizenship and they develop civic sense in people. So the people are more active when it comes to direct elections. Second is that it broadens the mental horizon of the people. Now when it is direct elections have a great educative value because they are hotly contested by the political parties, because the political parties know that it's the people who will make the electoral decisions, that who will be the representatives and who will be not the representative. So that is why the workers or the political the candidates of or the workers of the political parties or the candidates themselves go to the people, and in the public meetings, they hold public meetings, they tell the public that what are the social, political or the national issues that are going on in a country, and how their party or their government are going to solve those issues. So the people get educated about the issues and also about the solutions, and they generate their own opinion about the situation of the country. So election campaigns acquire this great educative value. People are enlightened on all the problems, and they are told about the manifestos and the principles of political parties. So please do turn on the auto captions so that you get the subtitles. So number 3 point that we get is that it secures effective control of the government by the electorate. So first of all, what the electorate means is that electorate consists of all the eligible voters or the citizens in a country who are the eligible voters at that particular time according to the franchise laws. So it secures effective control of the government by the electorate. How so? Because these elections are the elections in which the representatives are chosen by the government. So when the representatives are chosen by the government, the representatives are chosen by the people, the electorate. So the representatives build a sense of consciousness that they are responsible to the people, because if they want to be re-elected in the next elections, they will have to consider the problems and the wishes of the people of that particular constituency or area from which they have been elected. So they are responsible to the people, and they respond to the public opinion, how the public opinion is going according to their for their policies. If the public opinion is against or towards their policy, so they have to keep a check, and this is the representative kind. It promotes the representative kind of government. The fourth part is that direct elections are less exposed to corruption, because in direct elections there are a large number of voters, so so there are lesser chances of corruption and bribery or pressure. So some political party can, of course, they can bribe a certain constituency or people in certain constituency, but they do not have so much resources as to or the possibilities to corrupt or manipulate so many people in a country. So all they can do is to secure votes from one or two constituencies through corruption or bribery, but not through the whole of the country. So it is less exposed to corruption as compared to the indirect election, which we will see in short. The next thing is the demerits. What are the disadvantages? It places the bar in the hands of the ignorant masses. As in case of the direct elections, the people are the ones who will elect the representatives. So the power is in the hands of the people, and the people are usually they are not so educated, they are ignorant, and they are not so intelligent, and they are not so fit to elect the representatives. Usually most of the people don't even care who rules them. So this is how the power is in the hands of the ignorant masses, and the people usually in Pakistan also they give votes according to their local needs, not according to the national keeping in view the national problems and the national interest, but they're keeping in view their local interest. They are pressurized by their landlords, by their relatives, by their caste system. So they even if a candidate assures people that they will look after their family, or they will they will get someone in their family a good job, then that family will give that candidate vote, even though those candidates are not suitable for the national government. So this is how direct election is not so good in that sense. And also the passion and propaganda dominate the direct election. We see that in the direct election, the people know that their chosen representatives are going to be the legislators or the lawmakers. So, and their chosen representatives are going to make the government, and so because of this sense, the political parties are also hotly contesting the elections. The people are also taking so much interest, and their emotion, and they are also prone to their emotions, because some of the leaders are so good at speaking. They are good orators, and they are demagogues who make the emotional appeals, and the people and also the press and the media take a whole part in making the elections so intense. So that is why the people are usually, the public opinion cannot remain from getting affected by the propaganda and by the passion. So that is why there is more emotional appeal, and there is more what people give vote because of their emotions, and not and it's not their rational choice. It's not what they should actually do, and they do not think wisely in that sense. So this is how direct elections are not so good. The next one is that indirect elections. So what happens in indirect election is that there is a double election. The people usually do not elect directly the representatives, but what happens is that the people elect electoral college. The people elect some of the electors, a body of persons, which each one of them is called the elector, and they are combined together as to form electoral college. They are the intermediaries, and now people elect the electors, the electoral college, and then the electoral college elects the representatives. So the electoral college is the intermediary here, and such kind of elections are carried out in USA for presidential elections. In Pakistan, the upper house or the Senate elections are carried out, in this way, and also the president elected in this way, where the electoral college, in case of the president, electing the president, is the National Assembly. So this is how there is the indirect election and there is the double election. Now the merits. Marriage is that is free from the gust of the popular passion, because electoral college act as the intermediary between the electors and between the people and their representatives, so the popular passions, that emotional appeal gets subsided. And this is what is John Lasky, I guess, sorry, this is what is said by a great philosopher, that the intermediaries act as try to impede the passion and the emotional appeal, and they're also not so affected by the demagogues, by the good orators, because the electors are themselves good and intelligent men. The next point is that the representatives are elected by intelligent men. Now, because the representatives are elected by the intelligent men, and these intelligent men are actually the electoral college. Now the people, the ignorant masses, have elected the electoral college, and the electoral college consists of competent and intelligent men. They are able, they are capable, and they will in turn elect the representatives. So it means the representatives are also going to be able and competent men. So the legislature of a country the quality of the legislature of the country is going to get better. So this is how the indirect election is better in that sense, because the ignorant masses here do not elect the representatives, but the competent men elect them. And also in the countries where there are uneducated people, there also indirect election is suitable, because the intelligent men will in turn elect the representatives. Now look at the demerits briefly. It kills the popular interest in the elections. Now, the popular interest means the interest of the people. Like in direct elections, unlike the direct elections, here the people know that even if they elect a certain elector in their constituency, it doesn't mean that elector will the result will can be different, because that elector can vote or elect a different representative which is against the wishes of the people. So the people know that their choices now do not really matter, because their choice is just the first stage of the election. The actual and the second stage of the election is what the electors at the electoral college will elect their representatives. So this is how the people the people's interests start lagging, because it's said that when you put a certain intermediary or an object between the people and their representatives, then the people's interest diminishes. Of course, the people are not so interested, and also the people's educated value, it's not of educated value. Just like unlike the direct election, where the political parties try to tell the people about their manifesto, their principles, here the political parties are also not so much concerned about the educated value of the people. The second point is that it is out of harmony with the spirit of modern democracy. Now, what is the spirit of modern democracy? Modern democracy's spirit is that responsible form of government. And here, this is the demerit of indirect election, where the representatives are not so concerned with the wishes and with the problems of the people, because they are not elected by the people, but they are elected by the electoral college. So the representatives are not directly concerned with the people, because there is an intermediary between them. So this is how this kind of government made by the indirect election is not so responsible. It's not that much representative. So third of all is that it is illogical. It is illogical in a sense that when people can elect the electoral college, then how cannot they elect the representatives directly. When they are eligible and intelligent enough to elect in the electoral college, then how can they not be intelligent enough to elect their representatives? So it is illogical in that sense. The second last point is that the indirect elections have become direct in modern times. Today we see that the indirect elections are kind of direct elections, because in a sense that even if we see that the National Assembly elections in Pakistan, we see that the people didn't vote for, they think of voting for Imran Khan, or they think of voting for Nawaz Sharif or any other party. They usually they're not so much concerned about the intermediary, the representative, the electoral college, because the people only vote towards electors who have already pledged to a certain party. So now when a certain person is giving vote to an elector, he knows that that elector will then elect the representative of that party which is supported by that person. In case that I vote for someone from PDI and I know that that person is going to vote or elect our president, in a sense, because president's election are indirect. So I know that who will be the president if I elect such person. So now the elections have become direct. Same is the case in the American presidential elections. And now we see that in recent elections, we knew that either the Joe Biden is, either someone is voting for Joe Biden or someone is voting for Trump. They knew that even if they were, giving votes to, they were electing the electoral college, the American people knew that whether they are voting for Joe Biden or whether they are voting for Trump. Now, the second last point is that it breeds corruption. It breeds corruption because here there is a limited electoral college, and now this limited number of electoral colleges, just for example, there are 5 people. So it's easy to bribe and intimidate or pressurize these 5 people as compared to you bribe a whole lot of people in direct elections. It's hard, so in that comparison it breeds more corruption. These 5 people can easily be influenced, intimidated, pressurized. And also an elector is not so much concerned about people, because elector knows that he is not going to hold public office, and he is not so much concerned about being elected in the next election by the people. So he will easily take bribery and he will and give vote, elect a certain representative from whom he has taken bribery. So it's easy to breed corruption. And also indirect election is, as it's the double election, it means such kind of elections can only be successful if the people are intelligent and they are successful, and they are honest. And secondly, if the electors or the electoral college is also consisting of the intelligent men, of the able men. So this is all about direct elections and the indirect elections. Do subscribe my channel. Thank you so much.